What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch, and I'm here with another review for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 8. This is episode 11, and the name of this episode is the Fame Game Variety Extravaganza. And before we get into this episode, I just want to send sincere thank yous to all of the supporters and listeners of Jade and XD. You guys have been showing me so much love in the past few weeks. Positive comments and messages, even purchases on my Etsy shop, which is etsy.com/shop/adornment architect if you want to check out my shop. The love has been really overwhelming and incredible, so I just want to thank you all for that. And let's just go ahead and get right on into the episode. So this was a very interesting episode. You know, I knew that there was going to be some shenanigans because, you know, with the All Stars format, it's usually some twists and turns and shenanigans and things like that. But, you know, when the episode started, I said, you know what? Don't piss me off today. Don't piss me off. And I wasn't pissed off. I was kind of annoyed at a few things, but we're going to get into it, child. We're going to touch on it. We're going to talk. Don't even trip. All right. So I think that this was an interesting episode. All of the eliminated queens are back. We get them all back in the workroom. And we start off with the reading challenge, the coveted reading challenge, which we typically get in the very first episode of Drag Race, you know. So all of the queens had their reads ready. I think that Kasha Davis ate all of the girls up. I had her down as the winner. And Candy Muse, as well as Monica and Jimbo, had some zingers. Now let's go ahead and talk about Alexis Michelle. This made me very uncomfortable. You eliminated this girl, Lala, and you want to get up here and talk about Lala. You've been a very bad girl. I want to punish you with my DICK.
Dr. Newsom.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Like, what are you giving? You already sent this girl home, and you're still like... I don't know, it's just giving like this weird sexual aggression, and it's really uncomfortable for me to watch. It's kind of like when they're like pretty women online minding their business and men are jumping in the comments to tell them how bad that they want to get them pregnant, like threatening them with pregnancy. Do not want, you know? So I don't know, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. Cut it out, Alexis Michelle. Like I'm tired of this. You know, you've done enough. Let's move it along. Okay. After the reading challenge, we learned that Candy Muse and Jimbo aren't competing this week. They are going to be hosting the variety show. And this is basically the last chance for the girls to really show the audience what they've come with, what tricks and things that they have up their sleeve to wow and impress us with. Okay. Side note, I love the embroidered blouse that Kahana Montrese is wearing in the workroom, along with the hat, the fedora with the cowrie shells. It's my understanding that she's a child of Oshun. She posted that on her Instagram, so shout out to her. Just like showing her appreciation for ATR's African traditional religions, that is. And I just love to see that in the media and see different examples of, you know, spirituality. So shout out to you, Kahana. All right, so RuPaul is explaining the variety extravaganza rules. There are going to be 2 top queens for this one. And between the top queens, one of them is going to get a chance to spin the wheel and be able to increase their number of fan votes by 2 times, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, it can go up to 5. So I thought that was pretty cool. We have this moment in the workroom with Alexis Michelle and Lala Ree, and she's kind of apologizing to her. Side note, before we get to that apology, are you all caught up with the most recent Roscoe's Tavern episode on YouTube, where Candy Muse and Jimbo are guests, and basically Naysha Lopez spills the tea about like all of the girls in the workroom are basically letting Alexis Michelle have it about sending Lala home. So it was like a big skirmish in the workroom, pretty much untucked style. And I wish we got a chance to see it, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we get this apology from Alexis Michelle. I'm so glad that Lala let Alexis know that she was upset with her. Like, don't glaze over your feelings. Just let her know, like, look, I was upset about the situation, but life goes on, whatever, whatever. I didn't really appreciate Alexis asking this girl for her government name, like continuing to try to flirt with her and make it a moment. And it's like, just stop, yo. Like,
this is my problem with it.
Act the fool, girl.
I'm here.
Act the fool.
I don't know. I'm just sick of it. You know, y'all can't just be cool. Like, to me, the more appropriate thing to do in that moment, even if you are still attracted to that person, is just allow them to, you know, build some sort of trust and some sort of rapport with you to where they even feel comfortable with you as a friend. You know, because don't tell me that you're trying to get up in my tussie cat for 5-6 weeks or whatever the case is, and you have an opportunity to keep me in the competition, and then you don't. And then you still come back around after I lose my shot at 200K, and you still trying to get up in my tussie cat. Like, shout out to Funky Doniva for that one. But I'm just really disturbed by Alexis Michelle's antics this season. I'm truly disturbed by it, and I don't appreciate it. I don't find it funny or entertaining. I don't think that makes good TV. I think that it makes annoying TV, and not in a good way where it's like, you know, Diabetes during her season is kind of like shit stirring and saying things that everybody's really thinking and kind of being annoying. Like, that's the kind of thing that I would consider good TV, because it creates a little bit of friction. It's not so annoying that it's like, let me just fast forward through her parts. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, Alexis tells Lala that she wishes she was more careful with her words. And from what I gleaned from that, what I pulled from that, is that you wished you presented things with more of a sense of ambiguity, to cause more of an element of confusion. She like to kick up too much discard and dysfunction. Okay? Like, that's her whole MO. So I feel like she wanted to be more slick with the words to kind of lead Lala in the opposite direction and be like, well, I didn't tell you that I was going to keep you, that type of thing. Because if somebody tells you, you know, don't forget about me, and you say, I won't, you know, I won't, what is the person to deduce from that? The person is not going to say, oh, well, she didn't make me a promise, so she's not going to keep her word. No, that's your word. Like, if somebody tells me, you know, I won't, after I tell them, don't forget about me, I'm taking that to the bank. I'm cashing that. I'm betting a house on it. So I don't. Anyway, let's get off of that, because I don't want to get my spirit aggravated talking about Alexis Michelle. On the main stage, RuPaul looks like a Barbie doll. This is probably one of my favorite looks from RuPaul of like all time. For the special guest, we have Ego Wodum. She is an actress on SNL. I didn't get a chance to look up her other credits. I'm sure she's doing other incredible things, but I really enjoyed her on this episode, and I love what she had to say in Untucked, and we'll get to that at the end of the episode. All right, so the first queen up, we have Miss Monica Beverly Hills. Monica Beverly Hills looks absolutely the fuck stunning. This is a beautiful queen. What else can I say? You know what I mean? I wish that we got more attitude. I wish that we got a full out performance. I would love to see what it looks like if Monica performs full out just once. You know what I mean? I thought it was a low energy performance, and I think that Monica can do better. So, you know, it was what it was. Second queen, we have Naysha Lopez doing this flamenco number to the original Ain't It Funny, not the Ain't It Funny remix that Ashanti wrote for J-Lo. But this was the one with the, like, you know, dance breakdown. Remember back in the day, J-Lo used to stay with, like, a dance break in her videos. That's why I used to like low key go up for J-Lo. Like anybody who threw a dance break in they shit, Janet, Aaliyah, Missy Elliott, J-Lo, you know who I'm talking about, all the girls, like those was my people. Them was my people. Okay, so I remember this moment. It transported me back to junior high school. I thought that Naysha Lopez looked puss, honey. The hair was right. The wig was right. The outfit was right. I love the hot pink ruffles at the bottom of the dress. She took that off and it turned into a leotard. Baby, Naysha, the body is bodying and it's banging, baby. I said, Naysha got some ass, honey. Naysha's body was bodying for me. I thought it was a really cute number and it felt like it was cut short. I would have loved to see more. And I think that the cuts that the cameramen were getting were weird. I wanted the camera to be focused on her at all times. But anyway, what I want to say about Naysha too, I think this is the prettiest that she's ever looked to me. And I always love whenever the queens come through and give us like a cultural number. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever Gia Gunn came through and did her kabuki number for, what was that, All Stars 4? I still randomly go back and like find that on YouTube just to watch it and enchant myself because that shit was so sick. And still to this day, to me, one of the best all-star performances of all time. Like Gia Gunn is a lot and you can say a lot about her and you may not like her or her personality, but she ate that. And this was a moment for me where Naysha was really able to shine. So I just love these cultural moments. I always encourage them and I love to see it. So shout out to Naysha Lopez. I really enjoyed this. Number 3 for the variety extravaganza, we have Mrs. Kasha Davis. This is a spoken word political number. I'm not trying to read Kasha right now. You know, in the workroom, when they were discussing what they would be performing with RuPaul, Kasha said that she was doing a rap. Listen, just because you string words together and they rhyme doesn't make it a rap. It was a spoken word performance and that was fine. Everything is not rap. You know, and I just... Am I imagining this? But white queens... and queens that are not black, non-black queens, when they do like something in the hip-hop realm, they start doing these weird poses and it's like, yo, stop that. Stop. Don't do that. Nobody asked you to do that. Because you doing your like interpretation of us, like it just makes you look crazy. Like the black audience is not connecting with this. You can say your rap, you can do whatever you want to do, you can come and do your hip hop interpolation, whatever, we don't care, but just stop doing all these yo homie. It's like, it's tired. So yeah, this was not a rap, Mrs. Kasha Davis. It had no cadence, it had no flow, it was just words strung together. But I put here that she did a pretty ballet move and it made me realize that she had on flat boots. So I would have preferred to have seen a kitten heel for this number personally, but you know, it was fine. She looked nice. Darian Lake did a stand-up number. It was self-deprecating to start, but in the end, she did more of a positive spin on it, which I like to see. And I gotta say, Darian looks so good. She looks so puss. She's absolutely stunning. She's beautiful. And I was actually the most impressed with Darian for the Fame Games out of everybody. For me, she showed up and she killed. She showed up and she showed out. So I just want to give Darian Lake her flowers for this season, period. You know what I mean? And she looks great in that dress. The dress is working. The body is bodying. I mean, I can't say nothing bad about Miss Darian Lake. So shout out to you and congratulations. You know what I mean? Like, you deserve your flowers right now. Next, we have Kahana Montrese. She is doing a cheerleading number. She did cheer in high school and it shows. And this girl busted out with a standing back tuck. It was pretty. It was a standing back tuck that didn't look manly. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people do backflips and it looks like Chris Brown. It didn't look like that. It looked very femme, very pretty, very light on her feet. It was gorgeous. It started high energy and then it slowed down at some point and then it picked up again, which I like to see. Again, kind of looks so much like Tiana Taylor to me sometimes. It's crazy. Like Tiana or sometimes even Lil Mama. But Kahana, for me, this puts you in my top 2 for the night. You know, if it was Bonnie Scotch's Drag Race, Kahana would have been in the top 2 for this performance. But it's not Bonnie Scotch's Drag Race, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. So let's go ahead and continue. Number 7, we have Miss Lala Ree. Lala got the most notes for me in this episode, by the way. This is an original song. It was produced by Ocean Kelly. I love it when these girls come on here with bitch tracks that are like really good. I know people complain about, oh, another bitch track, but you know, it's hard to make your own original music. Like, I am a musician. I've been, you know, writing songs since I was 11 years old, and you know, I'm still writing my EP and trying to figure out what that looks like, and it's not the easiest thing, and especially to get up there and perform and do it at this level. Can I just say, Lala Ree's performance tonight put me in the mind of All Star 7, All Winners, when Shea Coulee got up there and did her number to her original song. I tell you no lie, when Shea Coulee was up there, I was like weeping. I was bawling because as an artist, as a writer, as a singer, rapper, performer, there was something about that was so real that I connected with. I was getting a chance to see the fantasy up close. I was getting a chance to see the inner workings of Shea Coulee's mind. And tonight it was the same for Lala Ree. I got to be, you know, seated up front and center for this fantasy. And I felt like I was at a Lala Ree concert. And it was beautiful. And I can't even tell you how many times I rewounded just to see all of the small details, all of the intricacies. I wanted to see, like, you know, from the choreography perspective, I wanted to run it back and see, you know, what the background dancers were doing. Yo, side note, shout out to the background dancers. They are doing their thing and always have been. And I found out this episode, I found out on Roscoe's Tavern that production will give you the background dancers, but if you're doing an original song, they want you to come with your own choreography. There is a choreographer on staff, but he'll come in and just give you pointers and tips on how to stand out more and things like that. So my hats go off to Lala Ree. This was an experience. I would pay good money to see Lala Ree live. I'm not gonna hold you. I would pay some good money to see that. And it was quite the experience. It was really beautiful to watch. And she was in her moment. She was in her element. And I can't say enough good things about Lala Ree. And I got to say, you know, I was going to give my Fame Game vote to Darian Lake. But after seeing what Lala Ree did up there tonight, I had to give it to Lala Ree. So yes, I voted for Lala Ree for the Fame Games because the performance was just too pussy. It was too sick. It was just... It was magical. You know, I was positively enchanted watching this. Yeah, and I stood up. I stood up out of my seat. I was in here yelling and carrying on like Lala Ree was my homegirl. You know what I mean? So, the spinning turntables, just all of the details, everything, just the fan, the wind blowing on her. It just was right with Jesus. The look, the bodysuit. She wasn't corseted. Absolute perfect silhouette. How long have I been talking about Lala Ree? Probably for the past 5 minutes. Anyway, let's move it along. It was everything. This put Lala Ree in the top, undoubtedly. for me. Okay, so we have Lalari and Kahana in my top two for the extravaganza so far. Okay, next up we have Alexis Michelle. She's doing an original number inspired by the musical Gypsy, which is also one of my favorite musicals of all time. I love this musical. I could definitely see the inspiration with the burlesque moment and the way she turned her back to kind of like cover and turned around and had the reveal. That was very much what Natalie Wood was giving in this movie. So if you haven't seen it, I encourage you all highly to go and check it out. It's, a classic. The fit wasn't bad. I didn't love this particular shade of blonde on Alexis Michelle. She sounded decent. I think she sounded pretty good. But, the split was crunchy. This was like the third crunchy split that we've seen this season. And I already told y'all I don't want to see no more of those. So it kind of just was what it was. Number 9, we have Jessica Wilde. This is an original song. It's a cute Latin bitch track with good high energy, a lot of hair swinging, hairography and things like that. I thought it was just okay. I thought that there would be like a little bit something more with the choreography for this one. I don't know if it got cut or what, but it was great energy, and I always enjoy seeing Jessica Wilde. Oh my God, did I skip somebody? I think I skipped James. Anyway, let's get into James Mansfield's performance. I thought that James looked beautiful. I thought that this was an okay number. It seemed to be an original song created specifically for this challenge, and it was fine. It was just all right. It surprised me to learn that she was in the top 2, but I've always been rooting for James, and I've always liked James from their season and checked them out on YouTube and different things like that. So this is a queen that I enjoy. And if we're going to be honest, I think that James Mansfield and Jessica Wilde had the best go at it in terms of showing their evolution from their seasons, where we have, Jessica Wilde coming out of season 2, and then we have James Mansfield, who left first during their season. So, James had a great showing for this season, and I got to tip my hat off to her and give her her flowers. So even though I don't agree with the choice to necessarily put her in the top 2, I can still appreciate James getting a lot of love. And, she's going to get a chance to increase her Fame Game votes, which is like, because, James has a really big following. She has a huge fan base that she's created on YouTube. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Anyway, we have number 10. Jimbo decides to make a banana split sundae with ice cream coming out of her wig, nuts from the bra. We have whipped cream coming from the nipples, and the banana comes from Jimbo's butt. Oh, and the cherry is from the front slit of the panties, which I'm surprised that production even let her get away with all of that. That was a lot. You know what I mean? But I still enjoyed it. Jimbo did a really good job on Roscoe's Tavern of explaining how they conceptualize their drag persona in terms of performance. And they explain the difference between comedy and clowning, whereas comedy is kind of this, I'm going to have this premeditated set of things that I know I'm going to do. And clownery is just kind of going with the flow and making up things as you go. So you are surprised and the audience is surprised at the same time. So that's Jimbo Steez. And getting that context from her made me appreciate her this season even more, because, we were a little bit harsh on Jimbo about losing all of the lip syncs, but she does clownery for her show. So there's an unpredictable nature to what she presents. And I don't think that all of the songs really served Jimbo's aesthetic this season. So all is forgiven. I just want to put that out there. RuPaul is cracking up at Jimbo. That's the name of the game for this show. Make RuPaul laugh. If you make RuPaul laugh, you are going to win, period. So Next up, we have Candy Muse. This is another Ocean Kelly mix. Yo, shout out to Ocean Kelly getting that good work. Very, very talented queen, okay? I put here that Candy is pussy. She's pretty in pink. She's light on her feet, and she's absolutely beautiful. This is a stunning performance. I really had no notes. I had no critiques for Miss Candy. This was gorgeous. So yeah, shout out to Candy. So we have the top two all-stars, Lala and James. You know, this is the shenanigans portion that I was talking about. I don't really get how James, had a better performance over Kahana Montrese, but it kind of just is what it is. It's RuPaul's Drag Race once again. So RuPaul chooses who she wants to elevate and usher through, and that's fine. The girls are lip syncing to Rain on Me by Gaga and Ariana Grande. I've never heard this song personally, but it's cute, and it very much sounds like a song they created for their fandom. Like, the girls who know that they have a lot of gay fans and kind of cater to them are very, very smart. So this was a smart song choice, for this show. It sounded very Pride. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. But to me, Lala Ree won this lip sync, but it was a double Shantae. James and Lala ended up winning this lip sync together. They both got a chance to spin the wheel. James Mansfield increased her fan vote by 2, and Lala Ree spun the wheel and increased her fan vote by 3. So shout out to them. I'm not mad at that. I voted for Lala Ree as many times as I could, and I'm going to continue to go ahead and vote some more. I'm going to do it from my mama's phone and from my sister's phone. So, side note, I love that the girls all change for the lip sync. I love the outfit that Kahana had on. It was very stripperish. It was very whorish. It was pretty, but I wish I got a full view, because it just looked like something one of the girls from P Valley would wear. So we have it Untucked. We have the Fame Games runway. The contestants get a chance to celebrate one another because, they didn't get a chance to see each other's runway. We have Ego Wodum in the workroom, and she's absolutely gorgeous. She's positive, and the girls give her a drag name, which is Mint Chocolate. I thought it was really cute. And the advice she gave them was to keep training. You're never above taking a class. And I love that advice, because as a creative, it's important to keep your skills fresh, or just, acquire new skills. When I was in cosmetology school, they would always tell us that this is a career where your education is going to continue. So always be willing to take a new color class, a new cut class. There are always new techniques and, things that we're learning from the beauty industry. There are so many things that are changing just monthly. So it's your job to kind of stay on top of that. And I think that is something that she wanted to reinforce with the queens. She also stressed the importance of community. And she said that her homegirl, who was on set with her, SNL, she pointed her in the direction of Dionne Warwick's Twitter and told her that she should create a skit based around this. And Ego kind of went with it. So I thought that was cool, where she stressed that, everything is not about competition. Just find the people that you love, find the people that bang with you, and encourage each other. That's something that I do with 2 of my really good friends. Shout out to Juju and Tatiana. We have a little group chat going on how to really optimize our YouTube and giving each other tips and things like that. So I thought it was really good advice. Shout out to Ego Wodum. Excuse me. I'm definitely going to have to check out her IMDb and, figure out what all she's in, because I was just really digging her energy. That was the episode, you all. We have one more episode to go, and I want to know what you guys think of this episode. I want to know what queen has your vote for the Fame Games. Originally I was going to give it to Darian Lake, but after seeing what Lala Ree did up there tonight, I had to give it to Lala. And just considering how dirty Lala was done this season, and all of the shenanigans with Alexis Michelle and the lies and the confusion and things like that, it's Lala won congeniality for her season, but she definitely deserves Fame Games. And you can say what you want about the taste and the wigs and the runways and things like that, but those are things that can be tweaked and fixed. You get what I'm saying? Like, Lala Ree is somebody that I would spend my money on, spend a good coin to see in concert. I can see her choreographing for the big names. I can see her headlining her own show. You know what I mean? Like, she's really that one in real life. So I can't say enough good things about her. And get down in the comments with me, y'all. Let's chat. Oh, shout out to Rika Cannon, who gave me that link for, it was like a Roscoe's Tavern breakdown, and basically there's this gentleman explaining what happened on Roscoe's Tavern, if there happens to be a queen that you don't like there and you don't want to sit up there and suffer and listen to them talk. So shout out to Eureka Cannon and everybody who's been showing love in the comments. I really appreciate it. So and there was a person who left a comment to me last week saying that they had an unpopular opinion and that they thought that Alexis Michelle was playing the game really well. Listen, just because I disagree with certain folks doesn't mean that I'm going to be nasty to you. Doesn't mean that we can't just have a conversation and have opposing views. I'm never going to be disrespectful just because somebody had an opposing view. Excuse me. And I think that the person appreciated that I was respectful to them, even though, they had a difference of opinion. So shout out to you for subscribing, and shout out to you all for bringing me to 200 subscribers. I just hit 200 on my channel, and I'm so deeply appreciative. I want to thank you all for watching. And again, let's chat. Get down in the comment, you guys. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch y'all for the next episode. Peace.